Now your Storm Track weather with meteorologist Gabriela Gomez.
We're off to a nice start this morning. Beautiful sunrise across the viewing area after we saw a few showers and some isolated storms late last night. So we've seen some lingering cloud cover across the area. Otherwise, most have dipped into some 50s. There's a couple spots holding on to 60s. We're at 61 in Topeka. Winds are from the east, about 9 miles an hour. We will get those breezes to pick up as the day goes on. 53 in Hiawatha, Marysville at 54, still holding on to 60 in Manhattan, Council Grove at 62, Burlington down to 58 this morning. We should all manage to get into some low 80s, so a couple degrees warmer than yesterday, and that cloud cover will eventually start to build in. If not by the early afternoon, mid to late afternoon, we start to become mostly cloudy. Now, we may not necessarily see the rain just yet, but those clouds in anticipation of that severe weather threat later on tonight. Winds will shift a little bit more to the southeast, 15 to 20, could be upwards of 25 miles an hour sustained. Notice how they really don't let up much through the night into tomorrow morning, so not much of a cool down into early Monday, and we just hold on to those southerly winds throughout the daytime tomorrow and even further on into Tuesday, although they'll change more northwesterly at that point. May only drop into some upper 60s tonight. Low to mid 80s for tomorrow afternoon, pretty similar to what we're anticipating today. And we also see that severe weather threat yet again heading into Monday evening. A little bit of cloud cover continuing to filter through for us this morning, but mostly dry. Those isolated showers and storms well off to our east now, and we're watching just off to our west for our next system to move on through. Better threats for severe weather look to be more into central Kansas, but we're definitely going to have to watch that threat heading on into the evening. Notice through 4 or 5 o'clock should be fairly dry. Can't rule out an isolated shower, maybe a few more for our southeastern counties, but that main event really doesn't move through until 6, 7 o'clock. That starts to enter our western counties, and we'll hold on to that threat through about the sunset hour. Starting to become a little bit more widespread, so flooding a little bit of a bigger concern as we head on into later on tonight. Once that initial wave moves through, pretty much done with the severe weather threat for tonight, but we'll still hold on to a chance for some isolated showers, maybe even thunderstorms just after midnight into very early tomorrow morning. Drying out briefly early Monday, still could hold on to some cloud cover, and spotty rain chances are still possible into the early afternoon. May see some spots get a little clearing. Still going to manage to get into those 80s, as I mentioned, but our severe weather risk increase again closer to yet again sunset. It's pretty typical for this time of year in terms of timing when we see those severe weather chances really start to ramp up. Isolated storms develop just on the outskirts of our viewing area as we get closer to sunset. Definitely going to have to watch some more of those storms that develop and move across our area. Getting closer to midnight, should be pretty much done with the threat for tomorrow, and then we'll hold on to some isolated shower, maybe even storm chances into early Tuesday, although not really looking to be severe at that point. Then we start to clear things out as that system continues to lift off to the north and east. Biggest threats for tonight going to be the hail. Also could have some stronger wind gusts and that flooding concern. Otherwise, we can't rule out an isolated tornado or two. That tornado threat really does start to increase into tomorrow for our viewing area, but still going to focus on the hail and the wind. Flooding just not as much of a concern for tomorrow evening. Either way, stay weather aware today, tomorrow. We'll hold on to a few storm chances Tuesday, but nothing really severe at that point. Dropping into some 70s, we may not even make it out of the 60s by the time we get to Wednesday. Overnight lows dropping into some 40s and make it a little chilly considering we're into mid, almost late May at this point. Staying dry through the tail end of the week, and we'll try and warm things back up with some of those 70s and could be getting very close to 80 again by next weekend. That takes us into the holiday, although we do see a couple more chances for rain by next Saturday.